Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with a quick update. Winter storm and blizzard conditions continue across portions of the central and northern plains, shutting down numerous roads in Nebraska, Iowa, even Kansas. Let's get over to the details right now in this version of Hutch's weather. First and foremost, let's review some of the snowfall reports from this monster system that rolled out of the Rocky Mountains and right up into the northern plains, just really getting going in Wisconsin. Heavy amounts of snow in parts of Wisconsin, also through Iowa, southern Minnesota, and we also had some Rocky Mountain flakes that added up to some measurable snow across Wyoming. Where you see the orange and red dots, we're talking around a foot of snow across much of this area, and the red dots would indicate even more than that. The mountains of southern Wyoming, down not far from Laramie out there in Arlington, 19.7 inches there. Now, as you go down into parts of Colorado, 6 inches in Black Forest as that system exited out of that area. Now, as it worked its way through Kansas, numerous reports of 8 and 10 inches of snow on the I-70 corridor, having huge impacts on that as the storm got going. That road, I-70, still reported to be closed. 12 inches of snow on the I-80 corridor up in Nebraska. That is at Waco. And we also had a Hastings report of 7 inches of snow. 10 inches of snow in Shelby, Nebraska. And as we get into the Omaha region here, we saw numerous reports of 3 to 6 inches of snow right in the metro area, with 7 inches just off to the west. Now, as we go and continue to track this storm into Iowa, 9 inches in Logan, Iowa, and then as it worked its way up into northern Iowa, that's where it unleashed. 11.5 inches in Algona, as well as 14.5 inches in Lakota, Iowa. That's more than a foot of shovel trouble up there. As we go across the border into Austin, Minnesota, 6.8 inches, 9.5 inches out in Bryceland. Now the storm is working its way into Wisconsin, where it's leaving marks as well. 8 inches reported already, with more snow falling in Warren's part of Wisconsin. A quick look at roads, but I will let you know that this storm from La Crosse still producing heavy snow and winds that are rocking into the Des Moines area right now. So here's a look at the radar as we speak, heading into the evening hours. It's now after 7 o'clock. We have heavy snow in northern Wisconsin that knifes down into far southeasternmost Minnesota and central parts of Iowa. Here's Des Moines with a rain shield over the top of it. The snow is just north of town. And take a look at these wind gusts right now. Are you kidding me? Wind gusts in Des Moines showing up at 51 miles per hour. Omaha, no picnic there either. So some very gusty winds in that 40 to 50 mile per hour category here that have been buffeting parts of western Iowa and the eastern reaches of Nebraska. Also, not to exclude you folks out in northern Kansas and eastern Kansas as well. So ridiculous winds going along with the system. Here's a quick look at some roads. Let's start with Iowa. Iowa roads here, as we zoom in a little bit closer, you're going to see these red bars. These are areas where the roads are very questionable at the very best. The purple ones, by the way, are areas where we do have completely covered roads and travel is not advised through most of northern Iowa as we head into the late day hours. The pink, completely covered roads out in that general jurisdiction. And as you zoom in on close on I-29, you can see right up here south of Sioux City, where things weren't too bad, the road is closed in red as you go down towards the area here by the Missouri Valley exit. On into Blair off to the west. So that is a look at some closed roads here across portions of western Iowa. Now that also has spilled off into portions of Nebraska. So we'll take you to those road reports right now. And what you'll notice here is that much of Nebraska, including that I-80 corridor there, very dicey. Even though the storm has left there, these red lines travel not advised all the way from the Pine Bluffs border through North Platte all the way out into Omaha. All of southeastern Nebraska here with the red lines and the bars, those are no travel advisories in these regions and zones. So the heavy snow has hit these areas as we saw in the reports. See if there's a couple of cameras here that are still live, and many of them are not live right now for various reasons. As the storm system is exiting these parts right now, there'll be some improvements, but the DOT crews really working hard to get things opened back up. And again, the I-29 corridor looks to be no travel advised up here as we look up in the Tacoma area, no cameras are working in any of these zones. So keep that in mind right now, that basically many of these roads are just no travel advised. That's Iowa, that's Nebraska, and Kansas. You are next as we continue to trek across the Central Plains. You saw the closed I-80 corridor through Nebraska, I-70, same thing goes. Hey, there is no travel advised across that area from Goodland all the way across Kansas until you get out towards Abilene and Salina. And then it looks like it opens back up in that particular zone. But that red line there with the red bars indicative of no travel being advised in those portions of Kansas, even with the exiting snow. Now, this system is just now pushing up into Wisconsin. Let's take a peek up there and show you that the pink areas here have some completely covered roads. That's north central parts of the state there, north of Madison, and north and just off to the west of you folks in Green Bay. Taking a look at a couple of the cameras there, these pink areas are completely covered roads as reported by the DOT crews. Let's see if this one looks like looks like a good old-fashioned winter storm taking place there. Heavy and wet snow across much of central parts of Wisconsin. That's a look at what's going on right now. This storm system is expected to continue to track its way through into the northern plains as we go into the evening hours and toward the Great Lakes. We also have severe weather in the form of, you guessed it, tornado watches, with a few areas getting some tornadic activity today and tornado warnings, but a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings taking place now on the front side of this storm system, heading into parts of Indiana right now, Indianapolis, and just south of Indianapolis, an active tornado warning just south of the Bloomington area. Zooming in a little bit closer, these storms are ripping up to the north and east. This particular warning from the Weather Service is for hail less than 3/4 of an inch in diameter, but the tornadic storm motion northeast, 48 miles per hour. It will be pushing in towards the Spurgeon's Corner area, Kurtz on out towards Norman and Maymansville in the upcoming few minutes as it works its way to the north and east. That is a radar indicated tornado, and it's basically would be located right about where you see that cross. We can go ahead and take a look and switch over to single site radar data, and it'll load up the closest scene for us here as we take a look at this particular storm. We got that classic hook shape to the echo right here. That would be the area where you see the bite taken out of the storm, where I would suspect the rotation would be. And now we can switch this over to velocity and see if it's co-located here with Hutch's fingertip. Boom. Do we see the velocity couplet in that vicinity? And yes, we do. So there is some Doppler indicated shear and spin along the leading edge of that particular storm, right where you see the triangle moving to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So keep that storm in mind. Many of these storms are in an environment with some spin. Doesn't mean we're going to have numerous tornadoes, but they're certainly going to be possible tonight with the energy in the atmosphere and the spin that is available to them. So that is a look across the nation. Snowfall, roads, all of the like. You can get the latest if you're in the northern plains anytime, anywhere at hutchesweather.com. It's my website. I've got links to all of the area DOT reports, so you can get the very latest in your road reports right under the top menu there where it says road conditions. For now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Have a safe night. Stay home if you don't need to drive. This storm will be exiting through Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan and northern Michigan as we go through the next 6 hours or so. Be safe.